Hi there, Darren Peterson here, talking about jazz and music theory and practicing and how to maintain your growth as a musician, even as a working adult. So today I'm going to be talking about the major scale, and I'm going to be talking about the way that its notes have various personalities. Sometimes people call this the tonal tendencies of the major scale. So when I play the major scale, we know that that's a pattern, and the structure of that major scale, whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half, is what makes it sound. If we bend that structure at all, the structure changes to, let's say, whole, half, whole. Sounds like minor instead. So the whole, whole, half pattern is what makes the major scale sound the way that it does. Not only though does it make the scale as you run it up and down sound that way, but it implies a personality to each of the notes just because of the structure of things. So, for example, the major triad that starts on 1, this is the key of C, by the way, that major triad doesn't need to move anywhere. That's our home triad. But any other note in the major scale is trying to get back to that home triad. So if I play 2, that wants to fall downward to 1. If I play 4, it wants to resolve downward to 3. If I play 6, it wants to resolve downward to 5. So for those notes, all the notes except 7, so 2, 4, and 6, they all want to fall downward to the nearest chord tone, 1, 3, or 5. And the 7, as we all probably know, is the leading tone. It's the half step below 1. It wants to move upward to match to get back to a stable place. So those are really sort of simple ideas that you could move 2 upward and it moves to a stable point, but I think it feels more final to resolve downward. It feels more final to resolve from 4 down to 3, etc. And you see traces of that even in our harmonic system. If I play the 5 chord, if I play G, that leading tone gets to move upward naturally like it wants to. If I play a G7 chord, that 4 wants to resolve down to 3 like we've been talking about, and the leading tone is also resolving. That's what drives our music forward. All of the jazz standards, all of the music that Bach wrote, and everything in between rely upon that leading tone moving upward and that 7 resolving down a half step to 3, or the 4th scale tone resolving down to 3. That's all our harmonic system is anchored around. And then everything else is elaborations of that, whether it's secondary dominants or bebop lines. These are all just ways to decorate that essential voice leading pattern. So the tonal tendencies of the major scale are really important to have in the back of your head because they change how we shape our melodies, they are the anchor around which our melodies are created. So just wanted to throw that out there. As we talk about other things in various videos that I create, this is always what's in the back of my head, is that the tonal tendencies of the major scale, that notes want to move to certain other notes to find stability. And it's important to have it in there. So an exercise might be to play a drone and then sing all the notes of the major scale and really feel what it feels like to let them relax down into the note that they want to relax to. Fa, mi. Or what does it do to push them away from that instead? I feel like you have to add a little more energy and a little more intention to make fa resolve not downward but upward. You have to sort of push it up as opposed to letting it fall downward sort of with the force of gravity. In any case, spend some time with a drone and singing the major scale. If you haven't done that, it can really help to internalize the personality of those notes, helps with ear training, helps with transcription, helps with a lot of stuff. So getting this fundamental basis for ear training and the personalities of the major scale notes is really important. And it's really helpto a whole lot of other things in music. So give it a shot. Ta-da.